Hey guys, I'm Doug.
I'm Pat.
Welcome back to the Doug and Pat Show. Pickup Shootout, Patrick.
All right.
I think it's going to be number 5.
Wow.
I think maybe not counting the first one, but I don't know.
Not counting the first one.
Well, the first one we didn't call it a Pickup Shootout. The first show.
Okay.
But it really was a Pickup Shootout.
Yeah.
But our producer hasn't told me if they counted that one or not. It doesn't matter.
Well, you should be nicer to him.
Yeah, or her, wherever they are. Some of the people watching right now might notice that we have a couple new things on the set, which is an IKEA lamp over here that if you go like this, it almost makes you look holy. Sort of. Yeah. Anyway, we like that. Looks pretty good. We also have a thing I picked up in New Orleans. This is a real common thing that they say in New Orleans. And the reason that we have this here is just to remind everybody when they leave comments to make sure to be nice about it. We're talking about guitars and our love of them and pickups and fun stuff.
Yeah.
So we don't want to be mean. What else do you see back there?
Well, I was wondering where Fifi was.
Fifi's back there.
And somebody was asking about Fifi.
Yeah.
Where did Fifi come from?
Fifi came from my aunt, who bought Fifi probably about 30 years ago or something like that. My wife hates that thing. Hey, here's a fun deal. You know, this is an album called Brown Acid, The Second Trip, and I have a song on it.
All right.
A song I wrote in high school.
What year was that?
That was...
in the 40s?
It was right after World War II, the big one.
Yeah.
Or it was right after World War I, the big one. Anyway, it's called Rock and Roll Man, and you can find it on this album. Okay, how about that for shameless promotion? Moving along, today we've got 4 new pickup sets, and they're really, really cool. The packaging's great. They sound really good. You know, the really fun thing about getting these pickups, besides demoing them, is we get to play on them.
Oh, yeah.
Man, it's just really fun. Which brings us to kind of an embarrassing thing, but people have also demanded from you, Pat. They want to know about P90. Where'd the name come from? I told them I'd mention it to you because I don't know. Do you know?
Well, you know, there's several different P90. You know, okay, here's what it is the P stands for pickup. Okay? The 90 stands for from LA to Las Vegas. It's about 90 miles.
Okay.
That's all I got to say.
That's answer number 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it could be, no, it couldn't be that either. I don't know. But if you know, let us know. And see if your answer is the same as mine.
Yeah. Or even better. Also, a new thing we're doing is we have, in our discussion about PAFs and about P90s, about the tone characteristics of them, if we could make a checklist, which people have asked us to do.
There you go.
And we did. What is it that we hear? And we're going to apply that this time when we listen to the different pickups. This is the list right here. Basic thing. The attack, the secondary note, the vibrato, and the X factor. The attack. So, what are we talking about when we say the attack, Patrick?
That's the initial, people talk about attacking the guitar with the right hand, but with your left hand, there's the attack when you hit the string, and the sound actually coming through and out the pickup. And sometimes you have that attack, the initial attack, and there's sound, but it doesn't really bloom, so to speak, until partway through.
And how about that attack? When the pick hits the string, it can give it a little bit of a crunch for a second, which can be like a pressing. But are they all the same?
Right.
No, they're not all the same. And we're going to, of course, to PAFs to talk about what that is. Actually, we have a PAF guitar here. How about if I just play on it while we're doing that? This is a 1963 55 that was in the ES show.
What year?
1960.
It's got them there.
PAFs.
There you go.
So it's got that initial attack to it, that little bit of a buzzy thing. It changes as you go up and down the neck. And that brings us to the next thing, which is the secondary tone that the note turns into after we hear the initial tone that we're listening for. That can have a lot of character to it, a lot of bloom to it, and it has the personality that it's almost the intangible thing that when you hear it, you just go, I really like the sound of that right after that initial attack. Kind of like...
Yeah, it's not, it's not super distorted and going nuts in there too. You actually get a musical sound out of each string.
It's clear, isn't it?
It is. It's the clarity.
It has clarity to it. It has clarity to it. Maybe almost like a violin. It's sort of like, that'd be the closest analogy, I think.
Yeah.
When the bow hits the string, and then it has that tone to it. The third thing is the vibrato character we're listening to. So when a note is vibratoed, it does not to be confused with a thong from India, but a diphthong is where it goes from a vowel change.
A diphthong.
Not from India.
I love that.
Yeah. Ow, ow. So it has a note change that adds a character to it. Goes from maybe treble to not quite so much treble. And it adds character to the vibrato. So that's the third thing we're listening for. Sort of like... that sound. And then the last thing, it's so wide open, and Oscar has it, is the X factor, which is all of the complexity of the sound that we hear. And we'll talk about that today when we hear these individual pickups, and we'll just go right down the four of them and talk about that. You're going to be hearing the recording. We're going to go off of the recording also of the different pickups. And what we're doing is, because they are making pickups that are comparing themselves to PAFs, or as we call them, the PAFs.
PAFs.
That it's fair for us to be able to make these comparisons. So let's start out with the first one, which is going to be the Buzztones. And apologies to Tom on this one because he sent the pickups to us like last August.
Well, we're busy guys.
We're busy. We're busy. And he's a very patient guy. So we'll hear the Buzztones, and we'll talk about those after the demo.
All right.
Okay, that was the Buzztone 57 set that Tom from Buzztone sent us. And they look like this. They have no covers on them. Here's a really cool thing, I think. This is the neck pickup, known as Pat. Let's see if you can guess this one. The bridge pickup known as Doug. These guys come in at 7.8K for the bridge and 7.4 for the neck. So we really like that resistance right in there.
Now, am I the neck pickup because I'm a little mellower?
You'll have to ask Tom about that. I think that might
Tom,
be...
is it because I'm a little mellower?
Yes, Pat, that's correct.
All right.
That's correct. A little bit of information about that. Of course, you can see the website thing is that Tom's an Iraq vet, and he does a cool thing, which is part of the proceeds from the sale of his pickups goes towards disabled vets.
Cool.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
so good on you, Tom, on that. I thought the pickups sounded really good.
And those are zebra. Can they be gotten in double whites?
I think they can. And obviously the thing is you can go to his website, look at everything that's available there. If you like the way they sound, go get the information. We can't provide all of that stuff, but we can steer you there. And this is for all the pickups.
All right.
So let's go back to this. The attack. I heard some really great attack, especially up in the upper register. It had great clarity. It picked up like a little bit of the harmonic information of the pick on the string. It was very cool. Secondary tone, I was hearing that too. This is on the Heritage 150, as you remember from the video. How about those vibratos?
Yeah. It had that diphthong
Diphthong
stuff
happening
going on.
right there.
I thought that was a delta in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Diphthong delta?
No. You don't confuse everybody.
Okay.
Mr. P90, I know what it is, guy. And then I heard a lot of the X Factor in there too, which is just, especially on the neck pickup, I heard a lot of tone changes and a lot of personality. So good job on that. Next one up is a guy out of Seattle that contacted us. His name's Sebastian, and he has a company called VIP, which is for vintage-inspired pickups.
Cool.
It's interesting that Sebastian is doing something a lot different, to a certain degree, that the other guys are, which is because this is very get it historically accurate pickup manufacture. The wire, everything about the little markings on it. Sebastian is a scientist guy, and you can also, here's his website, go to that, it's a great story on there. They use a freezing process to make the atoms in the metal straighten out. And he says that it makes for better consistency. Cryogenics.
Wow.
Yeah, which is when we're frozen after we're dead and unthawed. After a while, that's what they're going to use.
You'll need something to straighten you out.
Something like that. The pickups are known as lovers. Those are the models, and they're kind of low output, 7.12 on the bridge, and 6.49 on the neck, which is what we read on our meter here. They also have names because they're lovers. The neck pickup is Sarah, that's his wife, and he goes by Buddy. So that's pretty cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Right up there in Seattle, huh?
Seattle.
Cool.
Yeah, goes to Emerald City Music and some of those other places around there.
Hi, Jay.
Yeah. Okay, let's listen to him. Wow. Another great sounding set of pickups. Don't you think that that neck pickup sounded very P90-ish?
They did. Yeah. So what did you hear out there? I mean, did you hear that attack, that secondary tone, any of those things?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they...
So when you've asked us to do a checklist, we're doing it. How
That's
about you
right.
guys? What do you think about that? Critical listening to this is what we do. They come in this packaging. They come in a little cool bag. We're sort of getting into the packaging thing, I know it. And the pickups are, they also don't have covers on them. So interesting that he's using a different process. If you change anything in a PAF style pickup, it seems that it invites failure.
Mhm.
Yet that was a good sounding pickup. The vibrato sound was really good, particularly when it was good. These are low outputs, so that neck pickup being under 7, maybe that might have had something to do with the P90 sort of the sound to it. I really don't know.
Yeah.
Cool.
They're great.
Okay, next up is, these are from London. The store in London is called Monty's, and Matt Gleason is a proprietor there. He's a luthier, longtime luthier. Got into doing pickups and all that. Started his store in 2010. This is his PAF, clever name, and good-looking pickup. But the deal about this one is the packaging is killer. It's just like, it's just the way they came. And it has a note to us in there. It has the ink, the wax stamp that's in it. It's just, it's like, wow, nice presentation. You know, we really got into that with John with Throwback. You know, his presentation on his making a nice set of pickups. These pickups are the bridge is 7.84 and the neck is 7.28 according to our meter. Monty's of London. Let's give them a listen.
All right. Yeah, so here's the box. Great looking pickup.
it's like it's nestled in there, and you saw the picture of it done with the wax and the whole deal. Yes, patent applied for, sticker on the back. Nice. It sounded, you know, a lot of the things that we were hearing were happening again here. I don't know if it had quite the top end that maybe one of the other ones did, but it certainly didn't need it. The attack was great. Clarity was great.
The clarity on those chords.
Yeah.
You know, every note when you strum those chords are even, and they're all there.
And that's really hard to do when you have an overdriven guitar. Have that clarity of those notes.
Yep.
It's a thing that's a PAF characteristic. It sounds so good. And Matt wrote us a nice note saying, hand wound for Doug and Pat. May this bring you tonal bliss, which it did. So you guys can let us know if it brought you tonal bliss too. Thanks for that, Matt. Next up is going to be from Texas.
Well, he's from London, right?
Yeah.
And how about our guys over there at is it Fretboard? Is that what
Yeah.
it's called?
Right.
There's a shout out to you guys.
Right.
You know, thanks for all the support and all of that. And what we were talking about before too, about the pickups that we're getting, all these pickups sound really good, and you're probably not going to notice a whole lot of difference between them, and that I think is because these guys that are sending these pickups to us know that their pickups are good sounding pickups and they're made the right way. They're really pro. I mean, they're really good sounding pickups. We haven't yet gotten any pickups from other manufacturers. Guys that just don't have the confidence in their pickups. There's a guy up. What was
Hang on a
his name
second.
again?
Hang on a second. If you're going to talk about my buddy Jason, then you're going to say his name out loud.
Some of these guys just won't send us their pickups, and I don't think that they have the confidence in them to stand up against these other guys. These are great sounding
Somebody
pickups.
needed to say it.
These are really good sounding
They
pickups. All of them are.
They really are.
So
So
we
well
got
done, Patrick.
one more to do.
Well done, sir. Yeah.
Excuse me a second. I'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Okay, we're back and we've cooled off a little bit. Okay, let's move on. Jepetto's. Mike O'Donohue, he is in Texas.
All right.
And he is a nut job. He sent me some of the sorry, Mike, you're a funny guy. He sent me some of the funniest emails. I can't even tell you what they said. They're so whacked out. I think he was trying to get our attention, and he did. But he also makes a great set of pickups too. So I think that these guys are the Camelot set. You can go to his website, which you can see underneath there. He's in Taylor, Texas. You know, he was also in the Air Force, Force vet. So maybe he got to fly some of those fighter planes, which is something that you would never do. Actually, if he flies any kind of a plane, he can find anything.
I don't even like watching model airplanes fly.
No.
You know,
No.
he was probably at Lackland Air Force Base down there in Texas. It's pretty cool. I spent a little bit of time.
He was in
down there.
Vermont, I guess, also in the Air Force. So I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, so they're called Jepetto. So that's the name of his company, and I think he does pickups for different builders and all that. You know, a lot of these guys have been building guitars and luthiers and into that aspect of it pretty deep. So it's not like they were, you know, just not doing something. A lot of them had stores and all that. So the Jepetto's pretty exciting. Let's take a listen to them.
All right.
Once again, I think that's a good sounding pickup.
I thought it was great sounding.
Yeah. Raw nickel covers on it. I think the articulation on that initial attack was spectacular. Really like that. It gives a definition to the note, initial note. But here's the deal. If you're going to have a pickup like this that sounds like that, you actually have to play cleanly. And if you do, or you play, or just play chords, like we heard on the chords, it sounds really quite good. The neck pickup didn't sound as quite a P90. It sounded more like a PAF.
It did.
Yeah, so I think compared to even like Oscar, it sounded a lot more like that. Good looking pickup. And Mike, good job. His website information is on there. So
Just Mike O'Donohue.
yeah.
I wonder if he's from the old country.
Yeah, probably the same old country that you're from, which is Hillsboro, right? Oregon?
Well, we don't wear kilts
No,
in Hillsboro.
absolutely not. So that's the show for today. We also have a couple other things going on in the works. We have we got some pickups from pickups. We did get some pickups.
Those are strings.
So we also got John at Throwback sent us a variety of his strings that he has made by these this small company down the road from him, kind of the old-fashioned way. And some of them are nickel wound hex core, nickel wound round core, pure nickel round core, just a whole bunch of different ones. We're going to be trying these strings out, and we'll report back to you in the future on them. So thanks, John, for that. Find out the difference between one set and the other set.
Did you ever hear from his attorney?
I haven't heard back. I gave him a fake number, which actually the number I gave him was Pat's number, and good luck getting a hold of him.
Oh.
Cascade microphones also.
Mm-hmm.
They've got on board with us, and they sent us one of their fathead mics. It's a ribbon microphone. Been recording with the ribbon microphone a little bit in conjunction with the 609 with an SM57, just kind of always tweaking around to find where does it sound the same on the recording that we listen to as when we're sitting here in the room. Playing through the 65 Vox AC10 head and through two G12 Alnico Celestion speakers.
I thought that there was a noticeable difference to me in the way we recorded it with that microphone.
Yeah.
You know, boy,
Yeah. It has great body to it, but it also has good top end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks, Cascade, for that, and we're hopefully we can work with them in the future with some other microphones that they have.
All right.
We've got a lot of things in the work. We have some overdrive units that we're talking about. Well, we know Doug and Pat don't do overdrives, but we've been sent an overdrive that we're kind of intrigued with. It does not change the tone of the amplifier.
It's more of just a boost.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and without changing the tone of the amplifier or the guitar. That's,
So that's looming in the future.
Yep.
You can go to our website, thedougandapatshow.com, and get some of the great merchandise that we have, including the T-shirt. You could also get one for your girlfriend, maybe. Be nice in your comments. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. We'll see you next time. I'm Doug.
And I'm Pat.
See ya.
Bye.